In drill music, fame comes fast, but the fallout comes faster. You drop a track, you drop a body, you drop a line that gets your location aired out. For some of these rappers, the lyrics weren't just metaphors, they were maps to the grave. These aren't just rappers, they're case studies. How clout became a death, how lyrics became evidence, and how one by one they all crashed out. This is the dark side of drill. This is drill rappers who crashed out. Lil Jeff. Lil Jeff was never afraid of a camera. Not when he rapped, not when he beefed, not even when he snorted perks on a live stream and called it Tony Montana.
Oh my granny, Bert.
From it is, if you found out one of your homies told something, would you cut him off? I see you over there getting something together.
Just a little something.
We ain't never seen that on DJ UTV before.
Oh, man, there's a lot of shit you ain't never seen.
So what they call that right there?
Tony Montana.
That's the world he came from. A world where going viral could mean going global or going under. Born and raised in Chicago's South Side, Jeff Hardy, better known as Lil Jeff or Bloodhound Lil Jeff, jumped into the drill scene with full force. At 21, he had a growing fan base, a gritty catalog, and gang ties that ran deep. His crew, Bloodhound, also known on the streets as Brain, Wiz City, or Drill City. To outsiders, it was a name. To locals, it was a warning. He even opened for Money Man, but music wasn't his only hustle. In drill rap, clout is currency, and Jeff wasn't just rapping about street life, he was living it. In January 2024, two names hit the news: Monterey Williams, aka Monty, and Robert Boston, aka Lil Rob, both dead in daylight. Police reports pointed to a familiar name, Lil Jeff. He didn't hide, he didn't deny. He literally admitted to the double hit on Instagram Live, saying he went black for like a week and two had to go.
Will start happening, and y'all know this by now. I went black for like a week, and poof. Where you at? Gotta go. After that one, poof. I came back, poof. Long live though.
Instead, he did what drill rappers do, he dropped bars. Lyrics hinted at his role in the murders. Fans caught on, so did enemies. This is because he dropped the track Ah, racking up over 250,000 views, which was literally a confession of the incident when he rapped, "Pull on the side, shoot up the car, I'll slime you out, the top op, done got known putting on Fox. Haha, I'm everything they talk about. A slimy dude, a walk you down, every day the be me. With Q50, that's my round. You know that, bleed. 50 shots will clear the crowd. I'll take you down or chalk you out. Bert. You better watch your mouth." Then came the DJU TV interview. Cameras rolling, no filter. Jeff pulled out a white pill, crushed it, and snorted it mid-sentence. Percocet, or so he claimed. Others thought it was something else. Either way, the moment exploded online. Some cheered him for being raw. Others called him a functional cluck or a junkie. Reddit threads picked apart his downfall, shocked that a high school graduate with real potential had chosen chaos.
And they got faithful. They had smoke right now, it's over with.
Nah, they been winning.
Ain't they winning? They just won.
Reddit fans had a lot to say. One commented, "This regular for real and y'all know it. Most people just scared to be themselves cause of judgment." One fan said, "He ain't doing that to be cool, dude. Like to get high and not feel none. Sometimes it feel good to just be empty. I've been there, I know that feeling." But Lil Jeff didn't slow down. He couldn't. He was too deep. On June 8th, 2024, the final chapter came fast. 6,600 block of South Rhodes Avenue. A quiet afternoon turned bloody. Witnesses say a man, matching Jeff's description, was ambushed and hit with 12 to 15 bullets. CCTV footage shows a figure collapsing in the street. That footage went viral. So did the disbelief. He was rushed to the hospital. Arrival. Just like that, another drill rapper gone. No arrests, no suspects, just silence and speculation. The reaction? Mixed. Some in Chicago's rap scene posted tributes. Others pointed out the cycle. A few asked the real question: was this avoidable? Lil Jeff's music is still up. SoundCloud, YouTube, everywhere. fans still bump his tracks. But his story is more than a playlist. It's a warning. Talent isn't always enough. In drill, the line between the booth and the block is razor thin. And for Lil Jeff, it snapped. He wanted the fame. He got it. He wanted the street credit. He earned it. But in the end, it cost him everything. No retirement plan, no second act, just a name in the headlines and a hashtag in the comments. Lil Jeff crashed out like so many before him. Loud, fast, and on camera. T-A-Y-K. Tay-K wasn't just rapping about violence. He was living it. While most drill rappers flirt with the edge, he dove straight off the cliff. His rise was fast, loud, and messy. And his fall, even faster. Taymor Trayvon McIntyre, better known as tay-k, had already moved across 3 states before he turned 10. California, Nevada, Texas. By the time he dropped out of high school, he'd seen enough chaos to pour into a lifetime of music. But tay-k didn't just rap about the streets. He was in the streets. In 2014, he formed a rap group called Daytona Boys. Not much came of it, but 3 years later, everything changed with one song, The Race. Released in 2017, it wasn't just a song, it was a live confession. The beat slapped, his flow was raw, and the bars, straight up incriminating. In the video, tay-k stood next to his own wanted poster, flashing a handgun. While fans bumped the track nationwide, the cops were tracking his every move. The Race shot up the Billboard Hot 100, but tay-k wasn't on tour, he was on the run. In his song The Race, he rapped, "Pop nigga, then I go out my way. Skirt, do the dash, then I go out the way. Rob a shoes, rob the lace. We trying to see 100 bands in our face. A beat, I was trying to beat her face. 21, put it in your mouth, how it tastes. Lil bitch, back in, that's 100K on God. 4 shows, I can buy a Wraith. Skirt, skirt. Let's rewind. In 2016, at just 16 years old, tay-k took part in a home invasion in Mansfield, Texas. They weren't just breaking in, they were looking for drugs and cash. One man, Ethan Walker, was shot and killed. tay-k didn't pull the trigger, but his role sealed his fate. That one night would lead to a 55-year sentence for murder and robbery, but it didn't stop there. While on house arrest awaiting trial, tay-k cut off his ankle monitor. That's when things spiraled out of control. On April 23rd, 2017, he robbed and a photographer named Mark Anthony Saldivar outside a Chick-fil-A in San Antonio. Saldivar didn't make it. tay-k ran again. Weeks later, in May 2017, he and his crew were involved in yet another robbery, this time beating up and robbing 65-year-old Skip Pepe. By now, he wasn't just a fugitive. He was a ticking bomb. Cops finally caught him in New Jersey. He was 17. In court, tay-k wasn't treated like a lost teen. He was painted as a cold, calculating criminal. Prosecutors used his music against him, especially The Race. They said it wasn't art, it was evidence. Bars like "did the race cause I knew they was after me" were played for the jury. The viral hit that made him famous also helped bury him.
Your verdict?
Yes.
Is this 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 your verdict?
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen now is I'm going to allow you all to have your recess for lunch, and then we'll begin the second phase of the trial. All right? Everyone, please rise for the jurors.
In 2019, tay-k was sentenced to 55 years for the Ethan Walker case. In 2025, he got 80 more for killing Saldivar. But since the sentences run at the same time, he'll serve at least 80 years total. Parole? Not until he's in his 40s, and that's if he gets it. There's one thing people get wrong about tay-k. He was never getting the death penalty. He was a minor during both murders. The Supreme Court banned executions for juveniles back in 2005. The most the system could throw at him was life. And they did just that. tay-k's story isn't just about crime, it's about a kid who turned his own downfall into a hit record. But in chasing fame, he sealed his fate. The same energy that blew him up also burned him out. He ran the race, but the finish line was a prison gate. Another drill rapper, another life gone off the rails. And this time, there's no coming back. King Vaughn. King Vaughn, born Davon Bennett, was one of the fastest rising names in Chicago's drill scene. Backed by Lil Durk's OTF label, he was more than just a rapper. He was a product of the streets, and his lyrics weren't fiction, they were warnings. Vaughn's 2020 album Welcome to O-Block brought him mainstream attention. King Vaughn was known for being a fearless gangster worldwide, and in his music, he would let you know when he rapped. All these is acting like they with that I ain't stunting these Let's get it. Lamb truck sitting so low I had to crouch my back. Around, had to sit on my pistol. How you gonna backdoor you love for a little bit of clout? That's a shame on Shame on How you gonna sit in my car trying to play Lil Pump like we ain't too dangerous? Get out of here. But behind the music, war was brewing. The tension with NBA YoungBoy's circle was quiet at first. But everything changed when Quando Rondo, an artist linked to YoungBoy, got involved. On the night of November 6th, 2020, outside a hookah lounge in Atlanta, King Vaughn's fist flew first. Surveillance caught him swinging at Rondo's crew. Seconds later, gunfire erupted. Vaughn was multiple times and later died at the hospital. He was only 26. The was identified as Timothy Leaks, known on the streets as Lil Tim. He was charged with felony murder. Police confirmed it wasn't the cops who pulled the trigger. It was gang war, not law enforcement. That one moment flipped the entire drill scene. Quando Rondo tried to distance himself, saying he never had beef with Vaughn. But music told a different story. In 2022, he dropped a track with NBA YoungBoy titled Want Me Dead. The lyrics hinted at the altercation, stoking the fire instead of cooling it. I heard a want me dead, huh? Well, come and see about me. So much of dope inside this rental. You can't see from out it. I keep that heat, one in the head, huh? We left him bleeding about it. Ha! Got my right shape, bitch, Miss Connie. That's my clean and shorty, I told my jit. You get a cut, buy chains. No, baby, I can't see you through these Ray-Ban frames that smell like pee. You smoking dope all on the stage. You know that all blew my vehicles. Back in Chicago, OTF wasn't going to let Vaughn's death slide. What came next didn't make the headlines right away, but the streets knew. On August 19th, 2022, in Los Angeles, gunmen targeted Quando Rondo's vehicle. He survived. His cousin Lil Pab did not. Lil Pab, whose real name was Xavier Robinson, was just 24. Prosecutors believe this was no random They say it was revenge. The case broke open in October 2024. 5 men tied to OTF were charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire. Their names weren't on mixtapes, but their fingerprints were on the plan. Flights booked, rentals paid, money moved, all allegedly tied to a credit card linked to OTF. Then came the arrest that shook everything. On October 25th, 2024, Lil Durk was arrested in Florida. The charge? Conspiracy to use interstate facilities to commit murder for hire. Prosecutors claim Durk had a hand in the Lil Pab hit, not just in spirit, but in planning. They say he backed the mission with money, travel, and connections. Even music opportunities were used as bait. Durk has denied everything. He's pleaded not guilty, but a federal judge didn't buy his story or trust his wealth. Durk was ordered to stay behind bars as the case moves forward. If convicted, he could face life.
Chicago rap star Lil Durk is pushing to have his murder for hire case dismissed. Lil Durk, whose real name is Dirk Banks, is charged in connection with an attack that killed the cousin of a rival rapper. His lawyers say prosecutors misled the grand jury by alleging Durk bragged about the attack in a song. They say that song was recorded 7 months before the killing, and they add that Durk has no connection to a modified version later posted on YouTube.
Durk is also being watched for a 2022 murder in Chicago, the killing of Stefan Mack. He hasn't been charged for that yet, but the dots are connecting fast. This isn't just about music, it's about choices. Fame doesn't erase past ties. For Vaughn, the street loyalty he carried into every fight cost him his life. For Durk, the loyalty he showed afterward could cost him his freedom. FBG Cash. FBG Cash knew what he was doing. He wasn't just making music, he was throwing fire on a war that had already claimed lives. He had beef with some of the most dangerous names in Chicago's drill scene, and he didn't hide it, he doubled down. Born in the South Side's O-Block neighborhood, the same place his enemies claimed, Cash grew up surrounded by gang violence. He later joined Flyboy Gang, a rival faction to O-Block's Black Disciples, the same group tied to rappers King Vaughn and Lil Durk. This wasn't just music, this was survival. FBG Cash's music, including songs like Intro, wasn't about chasing fame, it was about sending messages. When he rapped, "When you ain't no waking up, fentanyl, shake it up, you knew this was real. You take it for. Shot him in it, nobody saw it, ain't no tracing us." His lyrics were coded threats and sharp jabs aimed straight at his enemies. He wasn't afraid to name names. His words, his moves, even his interviews, each one was a new chapter in an already bloody feud. He took a photo at King Vaughn's mural with his middle finger up. The post was reckless. Lil Durk reportedly texted him, warning him not to go there. Cash responded by going anyway. Then he went on No Jumper and bragged about it. He knew the risk.
You take the picture in front of O-Block, in front of the King Vaughn mural. So what was going on with all that?
Dirk told me to do that.
Dirk told you to do that?
Yeah, he texted me, shit. He told me I was cool. Shit, I went and took the picture, I left.
He said it himself, it was a calculated move in a war of disrespect. That single moment changed everything. The streets saw it, so did his enemies. The tension was already high. After that post, it reached boiling point. Then came June 10th, 2022. At 5 a.m. in Chicago's Auburn-Gresham neighborhood, FBG Cash sat inside a car with a woman. Out of nowhere, a black sedan pulled up. The gunman didn't wait. Shots rang out. Cash was hit multiple times. The woman with him was also struck. She survived. He didn't. He was pronounced at the hospital by 8 a.m.
Well-known Chicago area rapper was killed in a drive-by shooting early this morning in the Auburn-Gresham neighborhood. 31-year-old Tristan Hamilton was multiple times. According to the Sun-Times, he raps under the name FBG Cash. A 29-year-old woman with him was also shot, taken to the hospital in serious condition. It is believed Hamilton fired back at the shooter. Police don't have anyone in custody, at least not yet. 2 years ago, another rapper close to Hamilton, known as FBG Duck, was also killed.
The internet lit up. Some said it was karma. Others saw it as another rapper gone too soon in a game that plays for keeps. But one thing was clear. Cash's fate was tied to every word, every post, every photo he shared. His looked like retaliation, but no one officially claimed it. Chicago police kept investigating, but in the streets, the code was already understood. When disrespect gets personal, the streets don't forget. D. Rose. On the cold night of February 12th, 2014, a white minivan slowed down in Chicago's Woodlawn neighborhood. The side door slid open, and within seconds, gunfire ripped through the street. A group of teens scattered. One of them, 14-year-old Venzel Richardson, fell to the ground. He had been shot 4 times, once in the back of the head. Venzel wasn't part of a gang. He was a good kid, part of the Mikvah Challenge youth program. He had a habit of walking his little nephews home. That evening turned out to be his last. The shooter was 17-year-old Abir Sardine, known in the drill rap scene as D. Rose. He was affiliated with the Black Disciples and known to hang with other rappers in Chicago's violent underground. For some, he was a rising name in drill. For police, he was already on their radar. 6 weeks after the killing, D. Rose was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Prosecutors had strong evidence, witnesses, surveillance, and motive tied to gang retaliation. In 2016, a Cook County jury found him guilty. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison, just shy of the maximum 45. In 2019, he tried to fight the outcome. His legal team argued that using his connections to other rappers had poisoned the jury, but Judge Thomas Gaynor disagreed. The ties, he said, helped explain how police connected the dots. D. Rose is now locked up at Stateville Correctional Center.
It's dated September 22nd and time is 20:39 hours. I am Sergeant White of Division 9 through 11 shift, star number 1242. Interviewing the second combatant in the 1010 on 1A/1B. I have detainee Abir Sardine, booking number 2014-061015.
His name still pops up in rap circles, but his story is a warning more than anything else. From music studios to a prison cell, it all changed with one deadly night. What started as street fame ended in a courtroom. No more beats, just bars. YBC Dull. He called himself Mr. Disrespectful and lived up to that name until his final day. YBC Dull, real name Abdul Vix, wasn't just another drill rapper from Philadelphia. He was the face of the Young Bag Chasers, a gang-turned rap crew that made their name by taunting enemies in the most reckless ways. But when lines are crossed too many times, the ending usually isn't peaceful. His songs were very disrespectful because in his song he rapped, "It's Mr. Disrespectful. I don't give a who you is. I really don't give a who you is. I will disrespect you." Buddy and the Fro and the Rizzy and the Snipe. Lil boys keep getting belt to ass. Somebody go give them help. Shout out to the DMV, but somebody on Baltimore just got the belt. 4 bounced right out. Hit him 12 times. They did it well. Hit him 12 times. They did it well. YBC Dull didn't just diss his rivals in songs. He mocked the He admitted on a podcast that he dug up a rival's grave for a music video, even if it wasn't the exact spot. It didn't matter. He wanted the message loud and clear. In his words, it was about making a statement.
I'm dig his dirt up. Hey, yo, where the Carney at, yo? Carney, where the you at? Ah!
That wasn't all. In a viral YouTube interview just one day before his death, Dull walked into rival neighborhoods talking about how YBC's gang wars ruined communities. He said that out loud while showing off guns and laughing about his street status. The video hit 1 million views, but while the world watched, others took note and likely took offense. On August 23rd, 2024, the consequences caught up with him. In the middle of the afternoon, Dull sat in a car on North 6th Street in Olney. Another car pulled up beside him. In seconds, bullets flew. He was hit in the chest and hand. He died just minutes later at Einstein Medical Center.
First seen around 3:30 on North 6th Street in Olney. A white Hyundai SUV held there as part of the investigation. Police say a 25-year-old man was killed after being shot in the chest and hand, but they are still working to find where the happened. Sources ID him as Abdul Vix, a rapper known as YBC Dull, affiliated with the West Philadelphia Young Bag Chasers, or YBC Gang.
He was 25. A burned-out car was later found, likely used in the hit. And then came the shocker. Police arrested a 16-year-old, Aiden Waters, for murder. A teenager is now facing life-changing charges. Another young life gone, another trapped in the system. YBC Dull's story is one of fame, chaos, and destruction, all in fast forward. His crew had already been on the police radar. Other members were being charged with shootings even before his death. The music, the guns, the taunts, it was all part of a dangerous cycle. It's a cycle that keeps repeating. Young talent, fast fame, real beef, and then another headline, another RIP post, another life wasted. But the streets don't care about streams, and clout doesn't come with a life jacket. One decision, one moment, it all crashes down. If this hits you different, smash that like button. Click one of the boxes on the right or the left to watch a video similar to this one.